Imagine waking up one day, not just physically, but on a soul-deep level. You've journeyed through intense revelations, felt the energy of the universe shift around you, and suddenly, everything makes sense. But then, just as quickly as it began, the intensity fades, leaving you in an eerie calm. You thought awakening would bring constant epiphanies, signs, and revelations, but what comes next is a mystery, one that few ever speak about. As the storm inside you settles, you find yourself in a space that feels strangely empty. Yet, it's not a loss, but a beginning. A new chapter that's anything but ordinary. The real transformation starts now, but the world around you seems quieter, as if the universe itself has stepped back to let you navigate this new phase on your own. What happens when your spiritual awakening ends? Well, brace yourself, because this phase brings with it strange shifts and unexpected experiences. You may think you've reached the final destination, but in truth, you're standing at the door of something even deeper. What you're about to experience will change everything you thought you knew about awakening. So, what are the 5 strange things that happen when your spiritual awakening ends? Let's dive into the mystery and uncover them together. 1. Awakening as a catalyst for continuous growth. Spiritual awakening is frequently misunderstood as the ultimate destination of a spiritual journey, a singular moment of enlightenment that signifies the end of the road. However, this is not the case. Awakening acts as a catalyst, sparking an ongoing process of self-discovery and personal growth. It's not the finish line but the starting point of a deeper, more continuous evolution. The realization that you've awakened simply means you've begun to peel back the layers of your true self. Once the initial awakening happens, the focus shifts dramatically. Rather than seeking external validation or spiritual highs, you are called to live authentically, in constant alignment with your inner truth. This phase is not about finding more, but about embodying the truth you've already uncovered. It challenges you to go beyond mere knowledge, inviting you to integrate your newfound awareness into your daily existence. The depth of spiritual growth lies not in collecting more information, but in allowing each moment to unfold from the wisdom already awakened within you. The awakening process propels you into a never-ending journey of evolution. The deeper you go, the more you realize how much there is still to explore. Each new layer of consciousness reveals insights about yourself, the world, and the interconnectedness of all things. Growth becomes less about achievement and more about expansion, expanding your awareness, your compassion, your understanding of life's purpose. As you embrace this continuous journey, you start to understand that spiritual growth is an ongoing process with no end. Every moment offers the opportunity for refinement, transformation, and deeper connection with the essence of your being. 2. Beyond the illusions, understanding life after awakening. Spiritual awakening is a profound shift in perception, one that alters how you see the world and your place within it. In the initial stages, you may feel elated or enlightened, basking in the clarity that comes from seeing through the veil of illusion. However, true transformation occurs after this initial awakening, as you begin to shed the old layers of conditioning and false beliefs that once defined your reality. The awakening itself is just the beginning of a deeper understanding that continues to unfold. Once you begin to see beyond the surface, you start to recognize that much of what you once believed about yourself, others, and the world was shaped by external influences and old paradigms. These illusions, created by societal expectations, cultural norms, and personal experiences, begin to dissolve. You stop reacting to life based on these pre-programmed beliefs and instead start responding from a place of authenticity. This shift is profound, as it marks the end of living in a reactive state and the beginning of living in alignment with your true nature. However, this process of shedding illusions is not without its challenges. As old attachments and beliefs dissolve, there may be periods of discomfort or uncertainty, as you navigate life without the structure that these illusions once provided. The real transformation comes when you realize that applying your new perspectives goes beyond just the spiritual realm. Life after awakening is not about retreating into a higher state of consciousness, but about integrating your newfound awareness into everyday life, your relationships, work, and daily choices. You are called to embody these truths in every action, making conscious decisions that reflect your deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. This is where true spiritual growth happens, when you live in alignment with your authentic self in all aspects of life. 3. The challenge of integration, learning to live the change. The spiritual awakening process is often accompanied by intense moments of clarity and revelation. During this period, you may experience profound shifts in consciousness, as the illusion of separation falls away and you awaken to a deeper sense of interconnectedness with all that is. However, once the intensity of the awakening fades, the real challenge begins: integration. This phase involves grounding the wisdom gained and learning how to live according to these newfound insights, while navigating the everyday world around you. The challenge of integration lies in the delicate balance between the mundane and the spiritual. While the spiritual realm offers clarity and profound understanding, the practical world often feels far more complex and chaotic. You must now learn how to carry the essence of your spiritual awakening into your daily life, your relationships, work, and personal habits. It requires you to bridge the gap between the high vibrational states of awareness you experience during awakening and the practical realities of daily existence. Integration is not about transcending the physical world or retreating into spiritual pursuits. Instead, it's about bringing the wisdom of your awakening into everything you do. It means acting with authenticity, living with compassion, and applying mindfulness in everyday situations. This process can feel overwhelming at times because it's easy to become distracted by the noise of the world or to fall back into old habits. Yet, it's essential to remember that spiritual integration is a gradual process, not a one-time event. As you practice this balance, you begin to notice that your spiritual life becomes seamlessly intertwined with your practical existence. Each moment becomes an opportunity to live from a place of deeper awareness and alignment, transforming not only your inner experience but the external world around you. The true essence of spiritual awakening is in how you embody and express it in the world. For redefining relationships, the evolving connection with others. After a spiritual awakening, one of the most profound changes you will experience is in your relationships. As your personal vibration shifts, your perception of those around you, as well as the connections you once held, will inevitably transform. This is because your energy is no longer resonating with the same frequencies that once bound you to certain individuals. Relationships that no longer align with your evolving self may begin to feel distant, or in some cases, they may fall away entirely. This process can feel unsettling, but it is essential for your growth and spiritual development. The initial stages of this shift may be confusing. You might find that old friends, family members, or even romantic partners no longer understand you in the same way. The connection that once felt natural and fulfilling may now seem shallow or out of sync with your new reality. It may be difficult to explain this transformation to others, especially when they are not on the same path of awakening. However, this phase is an important part of the process, as it clears the way for more authentic relationships. As you continue to evolve, new, more aligned connections will naturally emerge. These relationships will be based on a deeper understanding, mutual respect, and shared spiritual values. You will find that the people who come into your life after awakening resonate with your true essence, not the mask you once wore. These connections often feel effortless, as they are guided by the energy of authenticity and mutual growth. While letting go of old relationships can be painful, it is a necessary part of the journey. It creates space for connections that nurture and support your highest self. Embrace this change, knowing that those who are meant to walk alongside you will find their way into your life, and you will find yours into theirs. 5. The dissolution of ego, embracing true humility. Following a spiritual awakening, one of the most significant shifts you will undergo is the dissolution of the ego. The ego, which once defined your identity through external labels, achievements, and societal roles, begins to lose its grip on your sense of self. This shedding of egoic patterns can be both liberating and humbling. While it frees you from the constraints of false identities, it also requires a deep level of humility, as you let go of the need to define yourself through comparison, success, or external validation. As the ego dissolves, you stop identifying with the false self that was created by conditioning, social expectations, and past experiences. Instead, you begin to act and react from a place of authenticity, no longer influenced by the desire for approval or fear of rejection. Your actions become more aligned with your true essence, and there is a sense of peace in knowing that you are enough as you are, without the need to prove yourself to others. This transition often involves a period of vulnerability, as you allow yourself to be seen for who you truly are, without the walls of the ego to protect you. Humility becomes a natural byproduct of this process. You no longer seek recognition or validation through external achievements, as your sense of self is no longer tied to your accomplishments. Instead, you begin to embrace the beauty of simply being. This humility is not about diminishing yourself, but about understanding your interconnectedness with others and the universe. It's about recognizing that you are part of a greater whole, and that true strength lies in vulnerability, acceptance, and surrender. In this space, you no longer need to control or defend your identity. You simply exist in alignment with your higher truth. 6. The return to simplicity, finding contentment in the present. One of the most profound gifts that spiritual awakening offers is the return to simplicity. In the process of awakening, you come to realize that true fulfillment does not come from accumulating material possessions or achieving external success. These things, which once seemed so important, lose their grip on your heart as you discover that real contentment resides in the present moment. Rather than striving for more, you learn to embrace the beauty and peace found in the simplicity of being. The relentless pursuit of material gain, recognition, or status becomes less appealing after awakening. As your perspective shifts, you begin to recognize that external validation is fleeting and ultimately unsatisfying. The joy you seek isn't found in what you own or accomplish, but in the stillness and quiet moments of everyday life. Whether it's a peaceful walk in nature, a warm conversation with a friend, or simply sitting in silence, you begin to find fulfillment in the ordinary. The present moment becomes rich with meaning, and you no longer feel the need to constantly chase something better or bigger. This return to simplicity is incredibly liberating. It frees you from the constant pressure to prove yourself, accumulate wealth, or achieve societal milestones. Instead, you realize that your worth is inherent in your being, not in what you do or have. You become more attuned to the subtle joys of life, like the warmth of sunlight, the sound of rain, or the feeling of connection with others. In this new way of being, life becomes far less about seeking fulfillment from external sources and more about embracing the peace and contentment that already exist within you, right here and now. 7. The quiet mind, experiencing stillness as a new state of being. After a spiritual awakening, one of the most remarkable shifts you may experience is the quieting of the mind. In the days leading up to and during the awakening process, your thoughts might have been chaotic, filled with worry, judgment, or distractions. However, as your consciousness deepens, the constant mental noise begins to fade. What once felt like a constant stream of thoughts now feels quieter, more peaceful. This shift is not a lack of thought or activity, but a profound connection to the present moment, a state of inner stillness that allows you to experience life with clarity and calm. This quiet mind is a sign of deepening awareness. It is the result of shedding the incessant mental chatter that often arises from egoic attachments, worries about the future, or regrets from the past. In its place, you begin to experience a sense of inner peace that flows from simply being present. No longer do you feel compelled to mentally react to every situation, constantly analyzing or planning. Instead, there is a deeper connection to the here and now, where you can observe life without being swept away by it. Adapting to this new way of being may take time. The mind is used to operating on autopilot, reacting impulsively to situations, thoughts, and emotions. But in this new state, you learn to act from a place of mindfulness. You begin to respond to life with intention and awareness, rather than from automatic patterns of thought. This shift allows you to make decisions based on clarity rather than fear or impulse, and to navigate life with a sense of ease and grace. The quiet mind is not a void, but a space where peace and clarity reside, providing a deep sense of contentment in every moment. And there you have it, 5 strange things that happen when your spiritual awakening ends. It's a journey that leads us beyond what we expect, but each step brings us closer to living in alignment with our true selves. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these shifts, or maybe something completely different after your awakening? Drop your thoughts or share your experiences in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, so you never miss out on more content like this. Until next time, keep exploring, keep evolving, and stay connected to your truth. Take care!